our MSN, as we call it, 7014, the A320 today, which will be the 47th Airbus to join Aegean's fleet. The aircraft you see here, that was our delivery last November, number 6832. You can see on the side. And I think if there's one thing at Airbus we've hugely valued, and I've been, well, very proud and privileged to be involved in our business with Aegean since the very first Airbuses went in there, I think we've developed a fantastic partnership and hopefully a very bright future ahead. And I think we're just extremely impressed with how Aegean have grown and everything they've accomplished in good and sometimes difficult times over the last few years. So a great partner for Airbus. So who are we and what do we do? So we, Airbus, are in part of the bigger Airbus group. You can see this sizable company, 136,000 people. Our outstanding order book for Airbus Group, now this includes Airbus helicopters and Airbus Defence and Space as well, is something in the region of €1 trillion. So that's the outstanding backlog and order book. And revenues as of last year about 64 billion euros. How does Airbus ourselves fit into that? In terms of workforce and everything, we're probably just under half all of Airbus Group, but what we contribute to the business actually is massive. And in terms of the backlog, we Airbus with our commercial aircraft, in fact, have close to 90% of the overall Airbus Group backlog, and you can see we ourselves contribute something like 45 billion of revenues. Although we're here in Toulouse, we are truly a global manufacturer today. We have our factory here, we have another one in Hamburg, we have big facilities in the UK and Spain. We have new final assembly line opening in June. Well, it's already up and running, but the first aircraft being produced from our final assembly line in Mobile, Alabama. So we're now going to have American-built Airbuses starting this year, and the first is an A321 for JetBlue. It'll be mainly for the US market. And then we also have our factory in Tianjin in China, currently producing between 4 and 5 aircraft a month, mainly for the Chinese market. So, although we're still very much a Toulouse-centered company, I think we're also proud that we've really become a global player now. In terms of our in-service fleet, now 8,500 aircraft roughly in service around the world. I think you're all familiar with the A320 family, and Aegean operating the 319, 320 and 321, the 3 prime members of the family. We then have the 330 with the 340. Now we don't build the 340 anymore. And then our new A350, you'll be seeing quite a few of those here today. We're up and running with our delivery schedule. And then our flagship, and there are a few of those parked outside right now, our A380. In terms of the backlog where we are, you can see that the A320 family represents a huge amount of our backlog, and quite amazing in a way, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we've got close to 7,000 aircraft still on order, which we have not yet delivered. And with the production rates that's going, last year it was about 630 aircraft. We're slowly ramping up. We'll get to 700 a year, whatever. But as you can see, this represents really almost 9 or 10 years of production. So I think at least we don't want to feel complacent, but we've got a nice, healthy backlog of aircraft that we've sold that we still need to deliver. In terms of where we think we are going forward, now this is the GMF, the Global Market Forecast, which is our forecast of how many aircraft we feel the world will require in the next 20 years. And our analysts here split that down by region: Europe, Asia, North America, and whatever. We think for what we call aircraft from the A320 and above, that the total requirement is in excess of really nearly 30,000 aircraft over the next 20 years. And I think that's encouraged, if we do those figures, it's because air travel worldwide, when we look at it, is doubling every 15 years. So another 20 years from now, we estimate, and these figures are shared by Boeing as well, that there'll be over twice as people flying as there are today. So at Airbus, I don't think, we won't pretend we will win all that market for 32,000 aircraft, but we'd certainly like to have quite a basket going forward. Just a quick mention, perhaps where we are vis-à-vis Boeing. I think we're pleased in terms of the orders that have been brought in. We're roughly 50-50 with Boeing. We don't really want to be any more than that. We think it's good to maintain, if you like, healthy competition, have a good duopoly out there right now. But I think we are proud that for 7 of the last 10 years, we've actually led Boeing in sales. So I think Airbus has come a long way in the last 20 years, and we can genuinely feel now that we are one of the 2 major players in the business. Just a brief look at our sales in 2015. A little bit weak on the North America and South American side. Quite good with leasing companies. Not so bad in Europe and in Asia either. But some very significant large orders from some of the airlines in there, and not for the first time, over 1,000 aircraft sold in a single year. And that, even compared to 20 years ago, is something incredible. We would have never dreamt of anything like that. I'll move just quickly on through our products. Apart from the A320 family, I have my colleague James Williams, who knows the Aegean well, who will tell you a little bit about that in a second. So I'll quickly run through the 330, the 350, and the 380. So the 330, and actually we love these, I know you might think it's irrelevant, but these figures like every 20 seconds, so while I'm speaking to you now, an A330 will be landing or taking off. And this is a big wide-bodied aircraft, very well-known, highly utilized really across the world, great reputation for reliability and a great reputation for its economics as well. And I think what perhaps surprised us with the A330 is that the world in general thought that when Boeing launched the 787, and then when we launched the A350, the A330 sales would start to go down. It's actually been the other way around, and even since the launch of the 787, our order book has tripled for the A330. And we're now, and I'll mention this in a minute, developing the 330 further to make the A330neo. So our family members of the 330 today are the A330-300, which is really our top seller, highly capable, operated by a lot of airlines in Europe. Slightly more range, the A330-200, which is a little bit shorter. We have the only freighter actually we're building today is the A330 freighter. We've sold not as many as we would like, but a few of those. The ACJ 330, that stands for Airbus Corporate Jet. So for any of you who are interested in a VIP configured A330, we built a few of those, not too many as well. And then, becoming very important for us now is our military derivative